Hello friends, I am here in Bali in the recording studio where I have a new partnership. With my buddy Cyril, and well, I am so happy to have this set up here. Look at this. We have an amazing setup. That's where we're recording drums at the moment. I've got my camera set up overhead in front, and we're working on getting more cameras for you. And yeah, it's a very exciting time. I'm very happy. There's my setup. And I just wanted to show you around a little bit and talk about something that's been on my mind about Bali. So let's go outside. That's the door of the studio. Look at this wonderful place. We've got a fountain here that's going to be a pond for more fish. It's a very peaceful place. The creative energy here is spectacular. You can hear roosters in the background because we're kind of out in the nature. There's some more fish in there. And yeah, there's something, about being in Bali. Now they call this place the island of the gods. There's a reason for that. I used to think Bali was just another place where I liked to be. But there's something about it. There's something about this place that's very special. Now, I've been on many islands, as you can imagine, and I like a lot of them. But there's something about Bali, the mixture of the people and the architecture, the mix of still highly traditional ceremonies and, things that the people do in daily life. There's rice fields over there. There's so many things that make this place special, that is really having a positive influence on me as a person. I'm more relaxed in many ways. I'm happier. It's just a very peaceful feeling to be here. This is right here, a little temple. Many houses have their own temples for the family, where they do their spiritual stuff. And well, I just think that have a look. I think that being happy is a very important thing. Now you can, sacrifice a lot as a musician. Sacrifice your happiness many times, your tranquility, in order to play the things that you want to play. But I feel like I've done a lot of things like that already. I've played with a lot of people I want to play with. Sure, there's a few more people, but I just stopped caring about that. I have my own projects, my own things that I want to do. I might have mentioned that the only guy I really want to would like to play with is Chris Potter, one of my favorite saxophonists. But outside of that, I don't feel like pursuing any gigs. I don't care about Quincy Jones passed away, but I don't care about playing with Quincy Jones. I don't care about playing with Chick Corea. I never did. I love his music, but I just don't care. I mean, he never heard of me, so why should I care, you know, about playing with those guys? I never understood this need. Oh, I gotta play with this guy, I gotta play with that guy. No, they don't call me. I'm doing my own thing, and Bali is just an expression of an extension of that, I think. Look at this spectacular studio, where this place is. If I didn't have this philosophy, I would have never made these connections to be here and experience this wonderful place. That leads me to the question: is there more to life than music? More to life than drumming? That's interesting, because many people say, yes, of course, the drumming is not everything. Well, the problem is everything stems from drumming. Your life as a drummer, if you're a serious drummer, if you're a musician that dedicates his life to your craft, everything kind of is born there, and it spirals out into the world. When I was 2019, I had no idea that I would end up in Indonesia, being in love with Indonesia, with Bali in particular. It's strange, but at the same time, it's super liberating. Because I can do what I want. I don't have to sit here and worry about, oh my God, how I'm going to pay the $4,000 in rent to some guy. No, those times are over. You don't become a multimillionaire by doing artistic projects in music. I mean, at least for me, that has not been the case. You can make a living and live in peace, but I think you have to find ways to facilitate what you need to express in your life, and what your life represents to you. There's no way that I can live anymore in the, let's say, in the world of extremely high rents, extreme high cost of living. For what? For a life quality, meaning what? A life quality here, comparatively, for the money that one has in dollars or whatever, life quality here is extremely high. And the same in Vietnam, and the same in South America and Brazil or whatever. But like I said, there's something special about this island. I know that many people, come here to party and to, wow, Bali, and want to be in Bali, and they don't look at the side of this place that's, let's say, spiritual, for lack of a better word. But that definitely exists, and there's a whole culture of people that come here for healing. Like if in Ubud, where I am right now, healing is a big part of coming to Bali for many people. Healing from either a divorce, or a breakup, or even illnesses, or depression, or whatever it is. Or if you just seeking yourself, you're reflecting on life, and seeking to elevate your own personal state of mind and consciousness, let's say. A lot of people come to Bali for that, especially to Ubud. Now, yes, it's been commercialized, that whole side of it, and there's tons of yoga centers, and there's tons of spiritual retreats and all that kind of stuff. But would that exist if there was not something special about this place? There is something special about this place. The minute you land, the minute you get off the plane, you start walking around, you see the architecture, and you see the buildings and the people and the thing. I mean, it's very particular, It's very interesting. And I haven't found that in other places in the world. Vietnam was also it's awesome, but it's more like the Western world. It's civilized. There's big buildings and there's, you know, huge roads and stuff like that. In Bali, the roads are tend to be small, and there's many villages connected to one another, and there's many places where it just looks like an island, you know. The beaches are beautiful. The scenery is unbelievable, better than many places I've seen. Of course, it's not perfect, you know. Of course, the infrastructure needs to be, you know, a little better, and just because there's many people here, more than ever. Not that you know, it's just because of that. Not that there was a problem with the infrastructure before. It's just that there's more people now, so that's the way it goes. My partner Cyril is coming here. What are you doing?
Getting a beer for the composer.
Oh, okay, cool. We have a composer here today from Germany.
Yep.
And he works on movie soundtracks and all kinds of stuff like that. So we're doing all kinds of stuff here in the studio. I'm very happy to be finally being able to do remote recording for people. It's something I've dreamed about for the longest time, to have a studio, you know, to call home, to do every recorded project I want to do, and that's what's happening now, you know. So I mean, I think in another video I've showed you a little bit more about the studio. Let's walk in. I just want to take you. Hang on, this is the walk in. Look at this, is so cool. You walk in here and you have the gods, and look at this place. It's like an art gallery. You know, you have the photographs of Cyril, is also a photographer like I am. And you have his photos, and it's an incredible place. I mean, look at this place. It's insane. Right? Look at this back. Everything contributes, I think, to the artistic sense of this place, the artistic vibe. The vibe of a place is super important for music, for creativity. And we're going back into the studio now, into the main area. Sometimes the drums get recorded outside too, where I showed you in that long hallway. The sound is pretty amazing there, as you can imagine. And yeah, that's what's going on, my friends. I feel strangely at peace here. Now, for a guy from New York, that's pretty crazy, because in New York we're like, insecurity is the best security, and not feeling in balance is the best balance, because that pushes you forward to strive for your music to get better and better and better. I mean, that's great, but do I need to do that anymore? I mean, sometimes, I mean, there's always room for improvement on everything, but perhaps there's a time where you get to enjoy life. Is there a time for that? Is it the case that you know, music can just be like this calm thing where you just enjoy and not have a tremendous pressure? For me, it's never been that way. It's starting to be now. Very interesting stuff. Okay, my friends, I hope everybody's well out there, and I thank you all for watching the videos. My home away from home back there. I really appreciate everyone who's buying the books and joining the lesson site. That's a huge part of my life, the lesson site. and I'm very honored for everyone who studies, you know, the material, and yeah, it's like that. Okay, I can't wipe the smile off my face right now because as I'm talking, you know, I'm realizing everything that's going on. It's so great. Okay, friends, peace to you wherever you may be. Right on.